It's finally here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about the Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 edition, Switch edition. The Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is coming out on the Switch, bitches. And I was excited for this ever since I saw the Nintendo Switch reveal shit and they were showing a bunch of the games that were gonna be on there, and we fucking saw Xenoverse. I was not expecting this. This shit came out of left field, and as a proud Switch owner, that I must say, this has got to be one of my favorite pieces of hardware ever. Dog, oh my lord, I am so excited for this Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 Switch Edition. And even better, there are things that are exclusive to the Switch Edition. What is up, people of all different types of ages, races, genders, and yes, even you other species out there watching this video. My name is OmegaPro, and we're here to talk about the Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 Switch Edition that we've just gotten some brand new information on, and I've got pulled up on my good old, I don't know, fucking phone, I guess. So now, before I get onto this, you guys are probably wondering, Omega, why do you even care? You don't really play Xenoverse 2 like that. And it's weird because the Nintendo Switch to me is such a unique console. I have purchased games on my Nintendo Switch that I otherwise would have never purchased. For example, I have fucking Minecraft on. You probably can't see it, but I have Minecraft on my Nintendo Switch. I don't fucking play Minecraft, but the idea of fucking killing zombies, chopping up wood, that's not my own wood for once, and just surviving sounds cool as fuck while I'm laying in bed with one of my many side hoes. As you guys know, I get bitches, you know, it is what it is. I ain't gotta say that. But again, another game, Shovel Knight, is another game that I've played more than I've ever played it before. I own it for the PlayStation 4. I own it for the PC. I never put the time into those games because it's just simply not as convenient as playing on my Switch. I can go from just playing it on one of my monitors to taking this shit out, going on a hike, gonna go find my dad, I don't fucking know, and play some goddamn Zelda. So I think this is gonna breathe new life for Xenoverse 2 for me, because Dragon Ball games are so fun for me to play, but I don't always want to be, you know, at my setup playing and trying to be all serious and bullshit. Like, sometimes I just want to fuck around and play the game. Like, if Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 was on the Switch from the get, I can almost guarantee I would have every character, I would be in every parallel quest, just because it's so simple to take out the Switch, lay in bed, you know, do something and just be playing Xenoverse 2. And I honestly think Xenoverse 2 is one of the perfect games to have on the Nintendo Switch, and I'm fucking pumped for this. But like I said earlier, you also get additional features that even if you are a fan of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, they're only accessible through the Switch edition. And let's get into those features right now. One of the features is ad hoc co-op play. And this is a first for the Dragon Ball Xenoverse series, by the way. You can play with people that are near you, up to 6 players. For those of you guys that don't know what ad hoc means, you must have not had a fucking PlayStation Portable, a good old PSP. Us PSP struggle boys know all about ad hoc. What ad hoc is like an interconnected system wherein their consoles can talk to each other, almost like a LAN, except it's all wireless. And you can just play multiplayer just like that. For example, a lot of games like Monster Hunter and even other fighting games on the PSP had this ad hoc mode where if somebody else had a PSP near you, you guys can just fucking play together, just like that. You don't have to go through online infrastructures or anything. It doesn't deal with servers, it deals with device to device communication. Almost like you're sitting there playing with somebody on the couch, except you each get to have your own Switch and you get to have your own screen. And God, that's so cool. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, the DS had a similar feature to ad hoc, wherein you could play games with people even if you didn't own the game. For example, one of the games that me and my friends always used to play back when I went to summer camp was this Kirby game on the Game Boy Advance. And only one kid had it, but we all had Game Boy SPs, and we all could hook up to his Game Boy SP and play the game, even though we didn't own it. Boy! If that's the same kind of deal that we've got here, that's going to be super dope, because this is going to be great to bring to your friend's house or whatever. Even if you don't have another Switch available, just having your Nintendo Switch with you, going to a friend's house, setting it up, right? Just has the fucking kickstand, put it on the table, and everybody's playing Xenoverse 2 just like that. My God, this is so dope. And the ad hoc feature, if you have a friend that does have a Switch and maybe they don't have Xenoverse 2, if it is that similar style to the DS where they can still play with you, oh my, that's so cool. And now this is pretty dope. You get to do ultimate techniques with the motion sensor. So for example, it's saying here that you can do a motion with the Joy-Con controllers to trigger a Kamehameha wave. Boy, imagine if Connect wasn't trash, like Dragon Ball Z Connect. Imagine that, boy. Oh my Lord, I wonder how this is gonna be, because like if I have my Joy-Con like this and I'm playing, right? Like let's say I'm getting into the, oh fuck, I just dropped my Joy-Con. Let's say I'm getting into the heat of the battle, right? I'm like, stamina break, stamina break, stamina break. Let's say I accidentally do a Kamehameha trigger, like how is that gonna go off? Or do you have to like go like this or some bullshit? Like how is it going to work? It's gonna be very interesting to see how they implement this, but I think it's gonna be super cool and something that like maybe us as like more, I don't want to call myself a serious Xenoverse 2 player, but as something that's more serious than maybe your average player, it's gonna be cool to show somebody at like, I don't know, a party, or if you're at your friend's house or some bullshit, it's gonna be cool to show them that you can do stuff like that. And I'm sure that's gonna be very enticing for, you know, maybe just a casual player or something like that. That's gonna be super dope. I'm glad they added that in there. And now this is a feature, the next one I'm gonna talk about, that I absolutely love, and some games don't actually have this, but games like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe do. You can split the Joy-Cons off like this, hand one to your friend and just play, just like this. And you can fucking play Xenoverse 2 like that. That's another feature that they have, multiplayer, just by splitting the two Joy-Con up. That to me is a major key alert, because for me, I'm not trying to walk around with my Switch, my dock, my Pro controller, my Joy-Con grip. I'm not trying to walk around with all this extra shit. But what I can do is if I just happen to have my Switch with me, and let's say my friends wanted to play some Xenoverse 2 or something like that, I can just break off the Switch. Here you go, buddy. And then I get to beat his ass for free. That to me sounds dope as hell. The possibilities with this are just limitless to me. I love the fact that you can split off the Joy-Con and just have a second controller readily available for some Xenoverse 2 action on the go. I can't believe they managed to do that. Like, Bandai Namco, Bandai Namco, all right? I got a lot of things to say about Bandai Namco, you know? I have been vocally critical of them before, but sometimes they just do shit, right? Bandai Namco, sometimes you do shit. That just rubs me the right way, okay? No pause necessary, you just rub me the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never been rubbed before. And this is one of those times where, holy shit, that's a dope feature to have. And in addition to this, there are some bonuses for Switch adopters of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. And this one here is a limited time bonus. Since Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 was never on the Nintendo Switch, or a Nintendo platform for that matter, you can play through the original Xenoverse 1 story mode on your Nintendo Switch if you buy it within this limited time. Who knows when that is, but to me, I think that's super cool. I don't know why you're locking it off for people that buy it at a specific time. That seems a little bit weird to me, but just the fact that they're doing it at all, like that's pretty crazy. They not only ported Xenoverse 2, but they ported a chunk of Xenoverse 1 in there. Now, one question I have is Xenoverse 1 going to play like Xenoverse 2, or is it going to play like Xenoverse 1? For example, are we gonna have the stamina break combos? And are we gonna be able to have all the other features that are in Xenoverse 2, but in Xenoverse 1's story? How is that going to work? How is the transition from Xenoverse 1 story to Xenoverse 2 story gonna really work out? That's really interesting to me. I don't know how they're gonna do that, but regardless, I think that's a pretty cool feature. And of course, for early adopters, probably a day one edition kind of thing that, you know, Bandai Namco likes to do with a lot of their, you know, Naruto and Dragon Ball games. You're gonna get a code to unlock characters from the main story early. By using this code, you have access to over 70 characters. So you won't have to go through this long, arduous battle of you're playing through the whole entire game all over again to try to unlock every character. And this to me is very dope, especially as somebody that has already put in so many hours into the game on the PlayStation 4. Do I really want to replay everything just to get all the characters again? Probably not. So for me, this is a major, 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 major W for Bandai Namco Studios for allowing us to just input this code, because they know that the people that are going to hop on this ASAP are going to be people that are either already fans of the Xenoverse series that have played it on other consoles, or people that are just getting into it, and they just have a Nintendo Switch. They like Dragon Ball, never really gave Xenoverse a chance, but since the Switch doesn't have many games right now, it's a higher chance for people to try out Xenoverse 2 on the Nintendo Switch. And this is another line of, I'm just gonna call it straight up genius. Like, this was actually so smart by Bandai Namco Studios. The Switch right now is starving for games, right? Like, for example, one of the games that's coming out right now is Disgaea 5. I'm very excited for that, but would I have picked up Disgaea 5 if it were on any other console with how many games are on those platforms? Probably not. And evidenced by this, I never picked up Disgaea 5 for the PlayStation 4 because there's so much to play. But I got it on my Switch because I just want to play my Switch. I love my Switch, but there isn't very many games out right now. So Xenoverse 2 is going to be among that first wave of games that comes out that is actually pretty good, and that's going to pique people's interest. And since there isn't a lot of games out right now, it's gonna probably do well in sales. And before people say, oh, Dragon Ball is niche, it's not gonna do well in sales, again, I'm gonna bring up Disgaea 5 here. Disgaea 5 sold 220,000 copies total across all platforms. The Nintendo Switch edition has over 110,000 pre-orders alone. That means just the Nintendo Switch edition already has half of the sales that Disgaea 5 did in its lifetime so far. Again, it's not an issue of niche or whatever. It's an issue of people loving the Switch and wanting to play whatever comes out on it, as long as it's a decent game. And of course, we all know Xenoverse 2 is more than a decent game. Anyway, I'm super, super excited for Xenoverse 2 on the Nintendo Switch. How about you guys? Do you guys have your hands on a Switch? I know they're still very hard to get, but does this entice you to get a Switch? If you have a Switch, are you enticed in picking up Xenoverse 2? I am very excited to know how the Dragon Ball fans and the Nintendo fans are gonna get along. I really wanna know, so feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. My name is OmegaPro. Thank you guys so much for watching, and good gosh, I just want this game already. Have a fantastic day. It's hot as fuck in my room. I need to turn on my AC, bitch. Bye!